What is going on, guys? Jay Kraft here with Bolorama. Check out Bolorama.com. We finally got our site up and running, and I know, like, Jay, what are you doing here? I didn't know if you were going to be back online for a minute. Well, I'm here to talk to you about a very important series of events that's going on with our one, our only, yes, it's your president, Mr. Trump. Now, before you go and click that dislike button, because I know it's just so tasty, it's so tempting to go ahead and smack that dislike button when anyone talks about President Trump in 2020, I'm just going to ask you to hear me out. Okay? Because those of you who don't know, Trump is doing a lot of good things for e-commerce sellers, okay? As far as trying to put an end to e-packets coming from China, to some of the stuff that's in this proposal to help fix the USPS funding issue that we're having going on right now. Those of you who don't know, all the way back in 2006, give or take, when we had a different president in office, there was a bill that was passed that required USPS to pre-fund pension and retirement for all of its employees. And if you're wondering, well, how much pre-funding do they have to do? Well, 5 or 10 years might be a reasonable request, but they've been required to pre-fund 75 years worth of it, okay? And that's just an absolute ton of money. So USPS has been bleeding millions and millions of billions of dollars for the last about 5, 6, 7 years now. It's been quite a few years of them taking losses right now. But we have a new thing going on. The House of Representatives have passed the USPS Fairness Act to repeal pre-funding legislation. Now, from here, obviously, it's got to go through the Senate, and then it's got to go onto the president's desk. He's obviously going to sign off on it. It's one of his agendas this year, and then it'll become law. And if that does happen, we can see a dramatic change in the way that USPS works with our packages, works with us, and actually works with the general public as a whole. Because beyond us as e-commerce sellers, there's a lot of other people who depend on USPS, and we're actually going to be getting into what is important mail and what is non-important mail here in a bit. One of the first things that he's looking to do, though, is he wants to slash about 7,000 employee positions across the board. Let's be honest, okay? Have you been inside of UPS and seen the amount of redundancy that's going on there? Now, it's not necessarily within each individual location that we're seeing redundancies. There's some of that, but we also see redundancies at the higher levels too, where we have multiple people doing the same thing. And we also have a lot of rural locations that have just been bleeding money. So when we talk about employee cuts, we may also potentially be talking about some rural locations going. Now, this hasn't been put firm into writing, but you know, it's something that's been talked about in Congress many times before about how they want to try and help them save even more money. But keep in mind, we're talking about billions and billions of dollars that USPS is running into deficit right now. The next thing they want to do is they want to try and raise the prices of what they call non-essential services. So we actually have two categories of services. You have your essential services and your non-essential. It's pretty straightforward, right? So your essential services is going to be your first class mail. Okay, so we're just talking your letter mail, and then your certified mail. Okay, anything that requires a signature upon delivery. And then everything else is considered non-essential services. So we're talking about Priority Mail Express, and standard first class packages, those packages of yours that run up to £1. Now, I think you already know some of the issues with that, okay? If we're going to be raising the price on non-essential services, we're talking about all of our packages as well. But the idea in mind here is that other changes could potentially help e-commerce sellers such as ourselves be more competitive within the marketplace. A lot of people don't understand this, but when it comes to mail and delivery, okay, I can package up my item and send it out the door. There is only one company that's allowed to touch my mailbox. Okay? Even the newspaper delivery person is not legally allowed to touch my mailbox. The only person that is allowed to touch that mailbox is USPS. So if you've ever sent something out and it's gone UPS or FedEx and you've seen at the very end of your package delivery, it gets handed off to USPS and then USPS drops it off at your house, it's because USPS handles what we call last mile delivery. So UPS will get it to the hub and then they'll pass it off to USPS. Now, what they're saying is that they're looking to make a licensing opportunity for other brands to be able to step into the marketplace and be able to do last mile delivery. Now, I can think of a few established brands that already bring packages all the way to the door who would have a vested interest in being able to get into a slower means, something as slow as a media mail, a 3-day, 4-day, 5-day delivery type cycle, and not be pinned to a 2 or 3-day express delivery option. We're talking about companies like FedEx, UPS, DHL. These are established brands that as of now have no way to do single first class letter type delivery option. So what does that mean? That means that USPS will have the opportunity to license to private companies and give them the opportunity to do last mile delivery. It's kind of a huge deal. Now, in this proposal, Trump had stated that he would like that to be offered for free. He would like it to be available for any company who wants to be able to step up to the plate, who can handle last mile delivery, to just do it. Okay. And when we create a competitive marketplace, what do we see? We see a reduction in rates. Okay. Look at the cell phone industry, for instance. Remember when cell phone plans for a single phone on limited minutes ran up well over $100? Remember when cable internet and cable TV, internet on its own was, high-speed internet was running up to $100? And when you have towns, or even the electric company, here in California, we get hosed really hard on a lot of things. We have Comcast and Bright House and Time Warner, which are all the same company under different names, running a monopoly up and down California. There's no competition and the prices stay high here. But if you go to other towns outside of America, you'll see a lot of competition on those things and prices drive down. Okay. There's lots of examples of this too, even with power. Here in California, we have PG&E only, but when you look at other states that have multiple power companies, you'll see prices driving down. So this type of competition could not only create a huge opportunity for job growth, okay, it could help offset some of the increasing costs we're seeing with doing traditional e-commerce. We're seeing increases in tax and just other associative costs that come along with it. So this would allow the private sector to be able to touch those mailboxes and be able to just create fair competition within the marketplace of mail. One of the other things that they're looking to do is they said they want to generate new revenue streams at retail post office locations. Now, I'm just going to say this first and foremost. I feel that post offices are missing out on millions of dollars a year at each and every location with the opportunity to upsell consumers. We're talking about everything from being able to ease the process to possibly offering expedited or rapid services for those who are willing to pay a premium, to carrying additional items at a post office. Why is there not an entire shelf full of greeting cards and gift wraps and other things year-round? Every single USPS post office location in America should have a tiny little gift shop, and you can even have it set up to where somebody could buy the item and say, hey, just type in the address you want to go. We'll take care of the rest. And the items might not even be coming from the post office. They could just be drop shipped from the location. If somebody wants to buy it there on site and keep it, sure. If not, drop it from the main hub, fire it out to the customer. They could be making $1 million extra per year per location. But what am I talking about though? We're talking about offering financial services. Well, because as of right now, you can go in there and you can get a money order. And as far as I'm concerned, they're the best money orders that you can get in America. They never expire. You can buy them with a debit card. You can instantly cash them out. If you lose them, they're warranted for life. They're great money orders, okay? If you ever need one, I recommend going there. And they're cheap. I think they're $2 or something. But they're talking about doing more financial service things. Yeah, sure. Can they make money? 100%. Definitely can. But I feel like they're not going aggressively enough. Because if we look at China, we have the postal system that they have out there. It was also interconnected with a network of banks. Okay, and it made sense. Traditionally, when you used to go to a bank, that would be the same place that you would send off your mail as well. So that's another one of the things as well. But we do have to be mindful, though. Okay, we could see another postal increase in our non-essential mail. Okay, this is no new news to us. It's just something that happens. What happened 3 times last year? Okay, so as always, we talked about this before. Just be mindful you're packing your items correctly. Okay, that's going to be one of the best ways to save money. And then also slow down for a moment and appreciate the fact that something good may actually be happening here for America to help potentially reduce our cost by creating good competition. But like I said, we're going to have to wait and see exactly what's going to happen. It's going to be a little bit of time before we actually have that next vote coming up. I think it's going to be in about a week or two. It just depends on when this piece comes out. But like I said, just basically trying to roll back some old stuff and get it to the way that it should have been. Even the original creator of the bill said it's time that we put an end to this stupid decision. and he's talking about his own bill. He's the one of the people that's in support of actually repealing the Fairness Act that was put in place in 2006. So I thought I'd bring you some news. I'll keep you posted on that. When that does change, you'll be the first to know. Guys, I got a whole bunch of other videos coming out. When you're watching this, I believe I'm actually going to be in Las Vegas right now. And I just wanted to get a bunch of content ready for you so that way you'll have some cool stuff to watch while I'm gone. If you didn't know, I am releasing videos early on our Patreon. If you want some of that information, check out the description down below. You can help support this channel and support these videos, interact with me, chat with other members within the chat room, and yeah, learn some cool stuff along the way. Guys, continue to be the best version of you that you can be, and don't forget, if you don't make that money, someone else will. Have a great day. There's definitely something wrong with the picture right now.